Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the very last New Gods podcast of the year.
Ever.
Ever.
The year.
Ever. We're going to end the episode by sacrificing everybody,
No
and then
more.
the last person sacrifices himself using inverse crown of thorns. So,
Or a
That's how-
spoon, if you want.
yeah. Yeah, the very first episode, I was looking it up, we released it on August 24th. So, it's been 4 months. Shorter than I thought. It feels like it's been going on for longer.
4 months and we're 4 gods.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, the connection. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
4 episodes each month too. There you go. Triple 4.
That's why we have to stop the series now. It's gonna be season 2 from the next year.
Yeah, we'll get replaced by the newer gods next season.
Yeah. So looking back, how do you guys feel about your year in general? How'd you go? Did you have a good year?
I think Raccoon can start first.
Why me? Always.
Because I know you have a lot of interesting things to say.
Oh, really now? Well, you know what? Let's go counterclockwise this time. Mao, you start.
Okay. Yeah, I had a great year actually. Yeah. I don't know much else to say. Like I've just really enjoyed doing YouTube, streaming again, meeting lots of cool people, becoming better friends with you guys. Because we sort of only really met up, Raccoon and Frapollo and I, this year, right? We didn't really know each other
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah. Also, Mouthdog is one of the only people that actually saw me in real life because I had the camera turned on sometimes with him.
Yeah, that's right.
That is true.
And you,
said
Raccoon.
that I was the one who saw you in real life.
What?
Yeah,
Sorry?
you guys invited me to a call, and you guys had your camera on, and I almost shit my
Oh.
pants. It actually
Yeah,
scared me.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what? What is this?
Yeah,
And I went to go into
remember
media
that.
afterwards, and I'm like, you will not believe what
Funny.
these two just did. You will not believe it. Yeah. And then they asked me to turn my camera on. I'm like, you can already see what I look like. Look, I look like this. What are you talking about?
Like a kimono mimi or whatever that's called.
No. This is what I have my camera on right now. You can see it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
You and your little games, you stupid.
And when
idiot.
did you meet Jones? Because you said you met us twice. This year.
Jesus. I don't know. 2021 maybe? A couple years ago?
Yeah, around the start of 2021, maybe late 2020.
Yeah.
2021, wow.
Because I think I started streaming in October 2020. So yeah, it was. I didn't meet a lot of people until very late in the year or next year. So it was around then. Yeah, and we're just on similar wavelengths. So we just been hanging out this time. It's Bones' fault I got into Fear and Hunger, so blame him for everything I've done. It's all his fault.
It's true.
Yeah, so how about you guys? How's your year?
Honestly,
Now you want to go, Raccoon. Now you want to go.
No, Frapollo. I said Frapollo. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay,
I thought
okay.
I was sleeping. I'm sorry.
Sleeping. Okay, so yeah, my year was pretty decent, honestly. Like, I started the channel during this year. Not sorry, it was on August, so not technically, but I mean, the channel blew up this year because around February, I think I published the first video of Fear and Hunger, and we're still here, I guess. So it worked, and like, I gotta say, there are some things I could have done better. Like, for example, I would have wanted to reach 100,000 subscribers this year, but you know,
How many
you
do
get
you
what you
have?
get. So I have 60,000 in this current moment.
Oh,
So
nice.
Frapollo of the future, I'm gonna see you in hopefully less than 1 year. You're gonna rewatch this video and you're gonna realize you finally reached them.
Nice. Let's
So,
go.
Apart from that, like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with what happened. Even in my personal life, like, gotta say, everything is going much smoother than it did previously. Like, the more we continue. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but like, YouTube helped me a lot in having a sort of feeling of relief. Like, when I go here on YouTube, I produce content, etc. I feel comfortable in a certain sense. And this helps me even in my private life. Like, it affects positively my private life. Is it the same for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just absolutely love just making content. It's yeah, you're right. It is very comfortable. It's a nice sort of creativity release valve.
Yeah.
I find that people need that. I think all people need that, and they don't realize that they do. And it's great to be able to make content about such a cool game series like this, and other things as well. But particularly Fear and Hunger, because that's what we're here for, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's great that we can make it, and then there's an audience for it too, which is really what's the word? Validating. It's great.
Yeah, and you know about that, since you mentioned the game, of course, like one of my biggest fears, but also one of my biggest challenges was always what am I gonna do after Fear and Hunger is finished? Because of course, okay, there is Termina, to be honest, and I want to bring videos on Termina, but after that, we need to have a new early game to reach another end game.
Yeah.
And like I'm releasing from time to time videos about other stuff. Like I released one on the Coffin of Andy and Lele, released one on the World of Horror. I am preparing one on Black Souls in the current moment. So like there are some little things I am doing to separate myself from Fear and Hunger in the current time. But still, at one point, I will have to separate myself completely from the game eventually.
Yeah, it's not like those live service games that is designed to go on forever, right? And even they had to end eventually. So
you know about that? Like yesterday, I opened the Play Store because I had a flow of nostalgia. I wanted to play Final Fantasy Record Keeper, and I wanted to play even how's it called? Final Fantasy Dissidia Opera Omnia. Record Keeper shut down. Opera Omnia will shut down in 2 months. God damn it.
Yeah, that's how it is, right? Yeah. Yeah, look, I think that another game like Fear and Hunger, where we all got in early before it blew up from, very small community to, played by some of the biggest YouTubers in the world. I think that's going to be pretty hard to find another one like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if you're the sort of person that specifically looks for them, I think they're one in a million, right? Like lightning in a bottle. But yeah, I think it's all about, in terms of YouTube, it's about riding that initial wave of popularity and then being able to use that momentum to transition into other things. And that's why you're looking at those other games, and I'm looking at other games and other horror in general as well. Hopefully it'll work for us. Come back in a year, right? And ask us then.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you, Bones? How's your year been?
Do you really want to hear me complain for 20 minutes? Because that's all
Yes,
a summary of my year would be.
Content, go.
Let's see.
Let's look at the positives. How's your YouTube channel going?
Bad.
Bad? What are you talking about? You're getting great numbers.
None of my videos are breaking 2K. It's not even like worth the time to make videos anymore. I'm just doing it out of spite at this point.
Out of spite?
Yes.
Hey, Jones.
What?
You should continue making videos, in my opinion. And it really doesn't matter if those 2K people, only watch your videos. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It all means that you, as, your own content creator, you should like your own content you're making, like Mouse said.
See,
I didn't say
I
that.
don't really care if people like my content. What I care about is ad money.
Yeah, I get right. I get that, right? But it comes with that, exactly. Money / people liking your stuff, right? But you're
I
making
don't
this because
care if people like my stuff.
But that's how you mean, like, you need money, and that's what you.
But I gotta say, you're one of the most sincere people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is like, you are on a quest to kill every single monster and tell people how to kill every single thing. You're breaking the game. That's what you're doing right now. You're doing it for the money, yes, but doesn't it begin with, with that goal, trying to break the game?
I mean, once I've covered every creature and uploaded every video, which should be about mid-March, I'll probably just stop making videos unless they suddenly take off.
Wait, are you gonna do the no commentary move? Just make all the videos on Fear and Hunger and then leave?
Oh yeah, he just pissed out.
Unless there's a massive uptick in views, yeah.
Well, there
Oh,
might be.
Okay.
There might be. Because we have the
I mean,
two
as
big
long as
videos
you
coming
enjoy
at
it,
some point.
Jones, that's what I mean. Do you enjoy doing this?
No.
And why would you do it then? Where's your spark that moves it
Do you
forward?
enjoy coming on the podcast, Bones?
Money!
Do you enjoy coming on the podcast?
Kinda.
I think that's the best we'll get. Is it kinda?
Wait, let me guess. Kinda because you may get more viewers from the podcast.
I mean, no, it's kinda because my voice has been like getting a lot more screwed up than usual, and like it's getting like increasingly hard for me to talk, let alone talk long enough to do the podcast.
Oh.
Hmm.
Any viewers
It's
out
one of
there?
the reasons I stopped streaming because I can't talk for extended periods anymore.
Any viewers out there? If you have some spare vocal cords that Bones could have, let us know down in the comments. Any other body parts you
You
need?
silly Billy. Skeletons don't use vocal cords.
Oh, well, not his own. Somebody's.
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 Raccoon, how has your year been?
Wait, what? Is it? Are we moving from Jones already?
Uh,
Do you have anything else to add, Jones?
I mean, do people really want to hear more depressing bullshit?
Yeah?
Yeah. we care.
Drama!
spill the tea, babe.
Okay, let's see what else. Well, I broke my knee again, and this time it's screwed up so badly I probably can't do martial arts anymore.
Oh.
Oh.
3 of my buddies died, another 2 are in prison.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Oh.
A bunch of relationships I had a bunch of like horrible falling out. It's just been awful.
Mhm.
Bit of a cursed year.
Mm.
Yeah.
So then what's next for
I've
Bones?
basically had 2 things go right in the past 13 months.
What
And
were
I
they?
can name both of them.
Hmm.
I had a bit of steel wire caught in my jawbone, which was causing me pain, and I finally managed to get it out and get rid of it, which reduced the pain.
It's still wire? What? How did that happen?
Still wire? How do you? get
The
so
guy
much-
who took a chunk of my jaw out did a really bad job and just left that in there and embedded in the bone.
Jeez.
Ah.
What was the other good thing?
Raccoon, do
Getting
you want to
that
talk
pulled
about
out.
your year?
Sure, but I kind of want to hear more.
Okay.
And the other thing that went right is that my asshole neighbors got dragged out at gunpoint by special forces.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the list of things that have gone right for me.
Right. Okay.
And they did warn it would be depressing.
Well, that
I-
sucks. I'm
I
sorry
did
to hear.
warn ya. I could keep going. There's way more stuff that it's gone wrong, but I don't really want to. I just want to not think about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, don't worry. It's okay.
So, Raccoon, how was
Sorry.
your year?
It was amazing, in my opinion, compared to Jones. Well, I started my channel. When did I start my channel? Like 9 months ago, kinda. I think. Let me check exactly my first video when I started doing this. But I started my channel this year, and while starting doing it, it also helped me out in video editing. I started 11 months ago. Okay, it says here. Video editing, which the only time that I use my video editing skills, which I do some dumb shit, honestly, I would only use it at my university with my university videos. For my exams, I would just do dumb stuff, and I would make people laugh, and that was mostly what it is. And it transitioned into making Fear and Hunger videos. because people would not know how to do videos or video editing at university. So they would always come to me and be like, "Oh, can you edit this part? Can you add this part? Can you lower this volume?" Stuff like that, and I would offer myself to it. So what I was saying though is like, I'm really happy that my university skills that I had at video editing moved into YouTube, into these Fear and Hunger videos, because while it is true that I used to have a lot more views before, my Levi.exe has 108k views
Oh, wow.
somehow, and a lot of my views come from like really well edited videos that I did. I don't personally think nowadays I think of views or anything like that, because I mostly do whatever I feel like it is just fun during the moment. And I see comments and I can keep up with the comments, which is the most important thing that I want. Because I fear the day that I will have a lot of people watching me and I will not be able to keep up with comments or with the community. So I want it to be settled like this as of now, like showing little stuff here and there about Fear and Hunger, right? Other games, some memes here, some memes there, whatever. I don't want to grow to the point of Frapolo, but then again, maybe Frapolo can still keep up with comments. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can. At the current
You
moment,
can?
I'm still able to like, yeah, periodically. I don't don't expect me to receive like so many comments each day. I get like I think 40 comments a day, or when I publish a video, probably around 200. But like within, I take my time to be able to answer to everyone, and it's doable.
Yeah. Well, what I do is I sit down and whenever I feel like I can actually communicate with people, I start doing the comments. And it takes me a while for me to get to that. I don't want to force myself into just, disconnecting myself from the community. Well, I was saying that if I grow to the point that it will be difficult to communicate with my people. I don't want that. I want to stay where I am right now, because staying still on my Discord voice chat, for example, just being there, seeing somebody join and somebody actually joining voice chat to tell me what they liked about my video stuff, like it feels really good. And I get to know them, I get to meet them, and it feels really, really good. I get to watch what they do, like what they play, or if they stream, I get to watch them as well, or I get to play with them on Steam, stuff like that, right? Like it feels good at where I am right now. And I don't think, like, for example, a YouTuber like Super Bashworth would be able to like sit down in BC and have slowly people coming. He's gonna have like 50 people joining voice chat.
Yeah.
But Pablo says that it's not like that exactly. I just feel like it's a completely different.
No. Let me
thing.
elaborate more. What I
Yeah,
said
sure.
is there can be other ways to have this similar feeling. Like for example, I proposed just one thing that came to me on the spot was movie nights. Like everyone in the Discord muted. And you're able to maybe conversate in a chat with slow mode, so you are almost guaranteed that the chat will not be flooded every second. And you can just spend time like that. It's not the same feeling,
Yes, the same.
but it's a way to have a similar feeling, even when, because of the fact that there are more people, it may be more difficult. But it's a way to have something similar at least.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
it's I think it's a good problem to have. To have so many people interested in you that it's hard to talk to all of them. I think that's a problem I'd like to have. But one way people get around that is by doing. There's a specific term for it. I can't remember what it is, but basically, that's when you've got like Patreon and the different tiers and stuff like that. And in general, the more somebody pays, the closer they can get to you. So.
Yeah, Wormgirl has a Patreon, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, and she does patron-only streams, I think she said, and that's the exact same thing. Yeah. It's like it's a much smaller stream. You're not going to have, because some of those streamers have like thousands and thousands of people in their chats. But then if you say, okay, I'm doing streams, but only for people who pay $10, then you've cut out 90% of the people just instantly. Any price tag does, and it's a much smaller, much closer knit thing, and that's basically the only way you can do it, unless I don't know any other way you could do it on current platforms other than just putting a paywall around it. And that's why people have like VIP chats in Discord. That's why I do it.
Yeah,
there was a very funny. Sorry.
That there was a lot of there's a lot of people who actually took that thing that you were doing, Mao, the VIP chat, and I did it as well on my server. I allowed Nitro boosters as well as members and Twitch subscribers
Yeah.
to have that chat. And there's a lot of people who started talking who didn't talk before because they were shy because of how many people there in
Yeah.
that server, and it feels really good.
And I'm a bit more open about my future plans there as well, because I know it's I'm trying to make it a bit more worth it. Like, you know, someone's paying money to be able to chat. Like, I try to, you know, give them something to chat about, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it's funny because in the past, at least here in Italy, I saw some examples of it. There were some content creators which had access to a platform that I think got shut down now, fortunately. And it was literally a platform in which you directly paid to talk with the content creator. But it's a different thing from a Patreon, because in a Patreon, like, you know, you offer your money, you enter into this group of people, you can receive different content, you can receive previews of videos, you can talk, etc. But specifically paying a certain amount of money for each minute that you talk to a content creator feels a little bit a cheap way to me. Like,
A little bit, yeah.
Do you want to talk? Hey, for Apollo, how are you? Give me $5. Like, you know what I mean?
And I start speaking really slowly. Yeah, I'm alright.
But maybe.
Also,
I
like
mean,
the other thing, like imagine a person that maybe is also shy because they are talking for the first time with someone that they wanted to know more about, and they are in the VC with you. You know, the other day I was in a VC with one of my viewers. It was Foxy Mama, I think, and it was very sudden. So she was kind of anxious at the start.
Starstruck.
Imagine if that was behind a paywall, like, you know. Imagine the pressure. Wow, you have to speak fast because every 1 minute you talk, it's €2. Like, you know, that's what I mean.
We should. Oh, you know what we should do is we should charge people to come on the podcast, so they can come on the podcast in like 10-minute slots. And it'll be how much you reckon? €100 for a 10-minute slot? Is that a good amount?
€100 for a
Well,
10 minutes.
You've got to divide it between 4 of us, right? So that's 25 each. You know.
Yeah, but okay. Raccoon, go ahead with your year. Yeah.
Okay. No, like I was saying that it feels really good to have a community that I can just sit down and relax with, because I met a lot of people with that. A lot of people, and I made a Word file actually, where I think Mao read it. Did you read it, Mao?
I don't think so. Did you send it to me?
I'm gonna kill you.
Wait, what was
Did
this?
you read it?
If you sent it to me, I did read it. I don't remember though.
I will find you too. You
Where
three
did you-
actually, because more than likely
When was
Jones
that?
actually hasn't read it yet. Here you go, you three. I made a Word document
You didn't send this to me.
with a lot of people.
You
that I
literally didn't
think-
send this to me.
For this year. I did not send it to you.
No, you didn't.
I did not. You know why? I put a channel in my Discord, right? It's called Thankful Room, right? And I allowed everybody to just thank people who are feeling like they want to thank somebody, right? And I tagged you and everyone else who I tagged in this Word file document. But I might have to send it privately. It seems some people don't have a notification for us, so it's fine.
Alternatively, he disabled notifications for your server for some reason.
I didn't. I just
Mr.
don't.
At
I'm not gonna-
everyone spammer!
Just get pinged in the middle of the night, wake up to a massive wall of text. I'm like, okay, I'll read it later, and then forget.
Well, here it is, you three. Fuck. But yes, I'm really just happy, really happy, and I get to meet my community. I get to grow with them. They get to tell me what it is wrong that I'm doing, what it is right that I'm doing, what I should, make videos of. I'm not gonna say who it is or what it is that I'm gonna be getting really soon, because I want to save it either for my birthday, which is the 7th of January, or for at some point. But somebody has made a mod which I really like, Infinite Hunger 2, and I will be using it at that time.
Which one?
Don't worry, it's gonna be a surprise until that happens. But I'm really happy.
It's your
I'll make a
it's your
stream
birthday
about
soon.
it. Yeah, 7th of January.
7th of
Oh.
January. Remember that, guys. Remember to wish Raccoon a happy birthday on the 7th of January. I'm going to forget, so I'm going to do it now. Happy birthday, Raccoon.
Happy
I knew
birthday,
it,
Raccoon.
God damn it. I knew it. Shit.
I'm telling
I
you
hate
right now,
that,
I'm going to
but
forget.
yes.
I would forget my own birthday if
I
people didn't tell
know,
me.
I know. It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. But I am happy, and that thing, that interaction that happened that day where I got that gift, straight up, man, that made me feel so happy, and I was feeling so depressed that day, and I was not going to stream, which, if I didn't have gotten this support, I probably would have been doing like other stuff, or I wouldn't even be here in Discord, just doing maybe other stuff, just working probably, because I got a lot of money with this. Like John said, money is very important, but I feel like my mental, stability is much more important than money, and that's mostly what my community allows me to keep stable. They can keep me up, fighting for what I like doing, which is YouTube videos. I'm really happy about that. I'm really, really happy about that. And I get to meet you guys as well. Come on.
Yay.
This year has been with you guys here. It's really
Yay.
good. This place is amazing to just chat about anything and just relax, communicate. You're saying to somebody, I have a podcast, and they're like, how many will watch it? 20? I'm like, oh, yeah. A lot more than 20, just gotta tell you that. But to listen to people, to what they think about me. Sometimes they say bad things, but it's fine. Don't worry. So most of the time they say good things. So I'm really happy about that.
Over
I'm really, really, really happy with that.
over Christmas, I met up with some family, and one of them goes, "Oh, do you know much about podcasts?" I'm like, yeah." She's like,
Yeah.
"Do you have a podcast?" I'm like, yeah." And she's like, you gotta link it to
Hello?
me. I'm like, no, it's a bit niche. You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
So what are your plans for 2024? What do you guys have any plans?
2024.
Any
I
New Year's
have,
resolutions?
yes.
Anything like that?
I want to
Reach
start
100,000
actually.
subscribers.
I want to
100K?
start actually
Yes.
with this. Let me.
I saw it's even your plan for the future, Mao.
Damn it.
I have a
Oh,
a
sorry.
plan.
I
Oh.
want to start also. My plans for the future are the following. I want to be able to complete my guide that I'm doing. There's a video guide that I'm doing, which is I've been doing a guide called Where to Find, How to Save, and How to Kill. And I did Caligula. I'm gonna be doing every single character in the game, so that's my 2024 goal, to just have all the characters found on where they are, how to get them, and how to retrieve them, whatever, the stuff like that.
Caligula is
I
going to be
also wanna
updated in
complete-
the patch too. By the way.
Yes, with future patches, I'm gonna have to like revisit and stuff like that. Which can help a lot. But I will also I want to finish how to go through the entire Maso game, like each part of Maso and how to get through. Right now, I'm making how to get out of Old Town, which is easy for some people, but a lot of people have asked me, how do I get out of Old Town? I'm like, what the fuck, right? It's actually true.
The game tells you like
And-
5 different ways.
Yeah, but Maso mode. I mean, it's really hard. for
Maso
people.
mode. It's the
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
same.
I
And
mean,
then we're
even
gonna probably
outside
cover
of
up-
Meso mode, it's a pain to figure out how to get out of Old Town just because the fog is so thick you can't see anything and aren't sure whether or not you're looking at a bridge, a fence, or a gate.
That's true. It's quite shitty. Then one last thing that I will be making, like I know right now, is gonna be how to deal with bobbies, since a lot of people have been struggling a lot with bobbies. Like, going
Bobby?
upstairs, yeah, the bobbies.
Yeah, the Bobby's in Maso mode. Like when you first walk into the
Mhm.
city, and then they drop like what is it, like 3 or 4
They drop
the,
2 bellends.
the bellends. Yeah, it's like
And
okay.
there's 2 bobbies there.
And if you
there's
don't
a
run from the
death mask
bobby,
and
you
a
just
needle
die.
Spawn,
So
and there's a needle spawn.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
gotta let people know of this. Like every single part, it's important to know what to do. So the more you explain, the easier it is for people to follow you. So I'm gonna be going through that as well. And another thing that I'm gonna be doing, that is gonna be a thing that Jones does, that I wanna kind of try. That I wanna try to explain how to deal with every single enemy in the game in the near future in Termina.
Mm.
I would love to help out with that, but I need to sit down and be like, okay, with magic, you have these decisions, like these choices, and there are like 12 spells that can be used. With physical, you have this. With a party member, you have this. Solo, you have this. Master, you have this. Easy mode, you have this. Like it's gonna be a lot of talking.
Yeah, I
with
feel like
many ways of dealing with it.
Termina has a lot more options in that regard. So all guides,
Yeah.
there's going to be very few guides where it's like, okay, here's like you do these 3 things and then you just win. I think as soon as you get into the city, that's when the fights just go, a million different options.
Yep, and I want to try to discover one way to explain how to get through fights without having to do all that. For example, the dogs, the headless hounds. If you have any weapon but the knife, which a lot of people are gonna have, you can feed the dogs twice, and then the turn that you have rev 2, you attack them once, they're not gonna attack, and then you rev 3 times, you attack them, and they die without taking a single bit of damage, which is really good. Most people don't know that, and that helps you a lot for not losing any HP. That takes into account people who looted the place, which it's gonna be obvious that someone is gonna get a weapon. And if they don't, they're gonna take some damage, but it's not gonna be that bad. And it takes into account people who are, learning how to get through the rep point usage, which is very difficult to understand. And if you're carrying, you get to use it a lot more because turns that you gain are very, very useful.
Yeah.
You might also want to include the ability to hit page up and page down to rev up and unrev up.
Oh, yeah.
You can do
Yeah,
that with like
yeah.
Nobody
W and
knows
Q,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's also in True as well. You can also use Q and W, and you can use another thing in that mini keyboard. I forgot what it is. There's another button that you can use.
Just
I knew that.
Just in regards to the dogs, here's a question that maybe you can try and answer that I've never seen anybody even ask, right?
Oh.
Why are the dogs headless?
Because their heads got chopped off?
Yes, but by who?
I don't know. Some guy who likes chopping off dog heads, I guess.
Sylvian.
What? Why Sylvian?
No.
Everyone
That's
is
not
Sylvian.
Sylvian. That's Grogoroth, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the way that I
Gro-
see it
sorry.
is the following, right? The dogs, as in gameplay standards, right? Like the dogs are really easy to take out since every single food in Old Town can be picked up, and you can give it to the dogs. It's not only rotten meat; it's not only raw meat that you get. You can also give them meat pie, by the way. Just saying. So making them really easy to fight. Because of this, and because of how Mito did it, that you can actually easily take them out, they don't have a head because they don't give you anything from killing them. It's like, oh, I can just give food to this one and get free head. Nope, you can't. But then again, this is an enemy you're designed to kill, right? So Mito will expect you to kill it. Now the guys that scratch their faces, the Moosehorse, you can kill them easily, right? But in my first playthroughs, I left them alive because I didn't know if they were, actual civilians or if they were connected with Dan's quest somehow because Dan talks to them.
Mm.
In day
Okay,
one
but
afternoon.
like counterpoint, who cares if they're civilians? Their heads still trade in all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a weird thing about it, right? Dan doesn't show up in day one afternoon if you stomp on the body and you cut the head and you do a lot of stuff, so you get one less party member to clear that place or like steal items from Dan as well because he comes with decent items. I gotta say, his scalpel is really good for a new player. I'm talking about, right?
Mm.
Yeah, when I first went through there, I killed all of them and cut off all of their heads.
Yeah,
And,
what I'm saying though, like
It turned into one of the reasons I don't like Termina because that takes a really long time and there's no reason to not do it, but it's also not very engaging.
Mm.
So the thing about it is that I like nowadays that I know a lot about the game, I don't need that many heads when it comes to heck, I don't even get heads in the game. Like I don't use the bouncer anymore. I just straight up just get the static soul stones. You just get 3 and you just win the game usually if you're doing a specific build. Sorry, hiccup.
But weren't you talking about new players just a second ago? I don't think they're going to be doing that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is like we're gonna go ahead back to the point, like original point, which was headless hounds. They're easy to kill, right? There's the game doesn't give you a chance or a choice to not kill them. You give them food, you have a free turn. You cannot recruit them. the guys that are scratching their faces, Dan appears to trick the player into having them, you know, be like, oh,
All
maybe
right,
this
but
is
that
for a
doesn't
quest.
really answer why they're headless.
Well,
Yeah, that was the original question.
I mean,
didn't want to make it so it's easy for the player to just get it and be like, oh, just get the head.
Okay, but
Because-
there's a bunch of other things that are easy to do that with, and they're not headless.
Well, those. Wait, which one?
I don't know, most of the early enemies that aren't the woodsman.
Well,
Headless.
the other enemies are difficult to kill for a new player. pretty difficult.
Wait, what? No, the
Yeah, the
villagers,
are really hard for new players.
hard.
For a new player, yeah,
Bro,
they,
So
they
I'll
are.
give you what it is, right? Okay.
No,
We have
no.
this guy shows up, right? And you try to hit the bear trap instead of guarding it. You lose because you either didn't do enough damage to the bear trap or you missed the bear trap. You lose a leg.
Okay. Yeah, but after that happens, you don't say, wow, the enemy is hard. No, you may just have missed something.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen 2 to 3 times, and you're gonna have low HP. You don't have any heals because
It's
you
the
don't know
start
where
of the
blue earths
game.
are.
You're
The-
literally from the
Exactly,
terrain.
and then that is why the game is hard. Because
You had to
it's
get into
gonna happen to you, probably.
the mindset of people coming into it. A lot, like the vast majority of players aren't people who like hitting their head against a brick wall until they break through, which is
also
what
there's
these
a
games
cutscene
are.
at the start as well, which a lot of people don't know they can skip.
Yeah, but wait, no, because Mao, on that argument, I have to tell you, you're saying enter into the mindset of them, but just because the game is not for everyone, it doesn't mean it's hard. Like, it's just a different type, it's more of a puzzle battle. I mean, puzzle battle in Termina is a big term, but still, the point is, the battles are supposed to be a puzzle. And if someone approaches the game and they are not too much into puzzle, they will not like it. Yes, that doesn't mean the game is hard or something. It just means it's not their game and they are not in the
I
mindset of a
mean,
puzzle game.
The issue with calling Termina's fights puzzles is that in most scenarios you can just like a Bella wrench toss any character attack the torso.
Absolutely.
That's not
but,
really a puzzle. Unless
yeah, but
that's a
what,
puzzle in the same way a first-person shooter is a point and click.
okay, but yeah, it can be a puzzle. Like if you don't have a Bella, and a new player will not probably have a Bella recruited from the bunker or something. If you don't have a Bella, you can play it as a puzzle, and it's gonna work once you understand the puzzle itself. But if a person comes to Fear and Hunger Termina and goes to fight the villager and dies and does the same thing for like 5 times in a row without never trying to change what they do or trying to understand the opponent, I don't think it's the game's fault in that case. I think it's the game is not hard, they're just not trying in that moment.
I have a lot of people that I met, like I said, for 11 months ago that are still struggling to finish Fear and Hunger Termina, and they asked me to make a Fear and Hunger easier mode guide because they just cannot get through the game. I think the game is hard because of those people.
No, Raccoon! We're talking about the villager, not the game! We're talking about the
Okay.
villager!
Easier.
All those people out there that are
passes
asking
the
Raccoon
game.
for the guide. Here's your guide. Step 1, pick Marco. Unequip the knife. Head over to the bunker and recruit a Bella. Okay, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Have a wrench toss stuff. That's
Yeah.
dangerous. And have Marco
I
punch them in the
don't- I don't
torso. The
get to-
entire game's over. You won.
I don't get to question life or how it doesn't work, right? The easier mode being already too easy, but I respect people that are saying that they cannot finish the game.
Raccoon,
fine.
I'm not talking about finishing the game, I'm talking about fighting the villager. Like, I absolutely agree that Termina as a
Yeah, and that
whole
encases
can
the
be
whole
quite
thing into being
challenging.
hard.
Well, Termina is less like a puzzle game than the first game, because in the first game, most of the,
Yeah, it is,
especially the
it is
early
less,
enemies, follow the very strict attack patterns. Like the guard is the best example, right? Follow very strict attack patterns. But in Termina, they, like the bear trap ones, that can go off at any time. And it feels like, I don't know the numbers, but it feels like in Termina, they have like completely different like attack chances and miss chances and stuff like that. So it feels a lot more reactive and a bit less like a puzzle than the first game.
Yeah. What I'm saying though is that you have a chance to lose HP in that fight compared to the dogs that are really easy. Very easy, in fact. Which people don't really get the blue and red earths are gonna be at the early game because no one goes past the woods to get items. You just get that 1 and 2 blue orbs that are going to the right, and that's it. They don't get anything else usually. It's really hard to find more.
Well, it's a game
sensitive
designed to be replayed multiple times too, so that
Yeah.
factors into it.
Then you get more. Yeah. But
Hmm. Okay, so for Apollo, what are your plans for 2024?
Oh, I told you I want to reach 100,000 subscribers. That's really all of it. I guess I want to pass also XMC University as a secondary plan.
That's
And
less important than YouTube.
that's it. No. Nothing that. Like, let's say in this current moment, in this year in particular, let's say I dedicated more part of me to YouTube than to the exams because it was a new thing. I am feeling very intrigued by it. I am loving the possibility of experimenting, of bringing content, of interacting with the community, etc. So in this year I kinda focused less on university.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try now. Yeah.
same here. Same here
Same
when
here,
university.
perfect.
I was only doing 3 subjects and I finished them, but they were just dumb shit compared to what I should have focused on. Didn't do any final
Perfect.
exam, so today my grades went down like crazy.
Ouch.
But
I see.
I felt peace after a long time of not being able to feel it with a community, and that feels really
Yeah.
good because I have a place
Do
where I
you-
can, relax.
Do you have university, Mao?
No.
Oh, okay, I see. So yeah, that's basically the whole plan of it. Yeah.
So if you had to choose between your YouTube channel and finishing university, which would you
No,
choose for Apollo?
Don't say no. Don't.
Which would you
my
choose?
mother
If I had to
sometimes watches this
choose-
podcast. I cannot answer this.
My mother watches my videos,
No.
man. You shouldn't say that.
I cannot answer this. I'm sorry. No, I cannot answer.
I'm down to finishing up, getting my degree, and that's it. Like I said before, I don't want to be big. I don't want to be big.
Bones, what are your plans for 2024?
Keep making videos till March and then stop. So I guess my plans for 2024 are give up.
No, but what about your IRL life? If you want to, can you say something, or you prefer to not say anything? Of course, if you don't want, that's fine.
I don't really have much plans there. I mean, I had
Oh.
plans at one point. All of them have fallen apart at this point.
Hmm.
Oh,
It's been bad.
Everybody,
Yeah, don't worry, we're not gonna ask anymore.
everybody watching, make sure to go subscribe and watch Bones stuff so he sticks around, so he doesn't vanish in mid-March and we'll never hear from him again. Make sure to do that.
Another thing that I want to do as well, I forgot to say. I want to make another .exe video.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I need to sit down and be like, I'm making Osa.exe, I'm making Marco.exe, I'm making Olivia.exe. Oh my god. It's gonna be beautiful.
That'll be pretty good, I think.
Marina.exe. Oh yeah. They encase a lot of memes, a lot of dumb shit that makes no sense. Spargating copyrighted songs, it seems. And they don't do any revenue because of that. It's really fun stuff. I like it.
Hmm. I wrote down a bunch of goals and put them on Twitter. So I want, for each of my videos, I want to get 100k views in the first week minimum per upload. I want to get.
oh,
So I want them to be consistently a lot more views. I want to get a video that hits 1 million views. I'd like that. Preferably a new video, not just one of my old ones, but like a brand new video, get 1 million views on it. Spread out my content more, which is what I've been doing. Like, not just make Fear and Hunger content, make other stuff as well. Started slowly doing that. I want to hit 100 patrons. Right now I have 6, and I love you guys in particular. But I want to get 100 patrons on my Patreon. By the way, if you want to join the Patreon, I do early video previews, and I do video scripts, and you get your name in the credits. So check that out.
Oh yeah, also yeah. Same here. If you want to join my membership or Patreon, I got gift.
If you're listening, you are now legally and morally obliged to become patrons and members for all of our channels. So
Yeah.
oh
do that.
really?
Yep,
Sure.
it's true. 100% true. I want to get... So on YouTube, there's a thing called CTR, which is click-through rate, for anybody who doesn't know. That's basically the percentage of people that see your thumbnail on YouTube and then click it. It usually goes between, I think it's like 3 and 5%, they say. It varies quite a lot. But I want to get that up much higher. I want to hit 10%. I want to hit 10% CTR, which is insane, but that's my goal. And I also want 80% retention in videos. So retention is how long people stick around and watch the video. It's always, you can never get 100%. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
It's possible on shorts, on YouTube shorts, because they replay a lot and people will just leave it on 5 times and then that's 500% retention. But on full videos, you don't get more than, like, you know, somebody said that Mr. Beast said that 70% is an insane retention rate. I want 80%, so I'm going to do better than Mr. Beast.
Wow.
I will
That's
kill
very
Mr.
ambitious,
Beast.
you know.
I'm putting it out there now. Jimmy, I know you're listening. I'm coming for you. Jimmy should come on. I want to hear about his clone. He has a clone, by the way. And all the information has been scrubbed about it. It's very difficult to find information about Mr. Beast's clone. Can we get the clone to come on, actually? We'll get the clone to come on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People think I'm insane when I talk about this, but there's literally news articles about Mr. Beast cloning himself.
Oh.
But yes, those are my goals for 2024. Also some more economic ones. Like I just want to make more money off YouTube. I want to make content that people like. And I guess making money from it is sort of like a secondary goal, because if you make content that people like, then you'll just get more money for it. So
yeah,
that's just a metric. Like, and views and subscribers and that sort of stuff, they're just sort of ways to measure how much people like your content. And there is no, you can never have a percentage like this is how much people like your content. It's this number out of 100. Like that just doesn't exist. But you can, views and money you get from it is as close as you can get, right? And who doesn't want more money for what they're doing, right?
It really sadly is like that, because it happened recently. Everything went up in price in Argentina by double the amount, and stuff was already shitty, and now it went double high up. So I would say no, I don't need any money if I was, if I wasn't living through this. But it sadly is true that I need every single penny. It's very important.
Yeah, that's the way it is, isn't it? Need money to live.
Yeah, really worrisome, to be honest.
And I don't like, like begging people to donate money or anything like that. But that's why I like giving stuff that's worth that makes people wanna buy it, right? I think that's the best way to go about it. I want to make videos that are so good you can't help but watch them, and then the advertisers will pay for that.
I think that's mostly what I want. I want YouTube to pay me enough for me to know how to ask people, but it's not gonna happen yet.
Yeah,
it's never gonna happen. But yeah,
that's the way it is.
it's just like,
Yeah. So, do you think that we're going to get in Fear and Hunger? So you know how when iPatchWolf and Connor and other people covered the game, there was a big boost in popularity, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to happen again because we know that HoloLive's going to cover the game, we know that Parasyndical's making a video, and iPatchWolf is making a video about Termina. And we don't know when that's going to happen, but that's sort of what the plans are so far that we've heard. Do you think that there's going to be another big explosion in popularity when those people cover it? Or do you think it will be a bit of a boost, but not as big as it was?
It'll probably be a bigger one. From the metrics I understand, I think HoloLive makes up 9 of the 10 top female streamers on YouTube.
Oh wow!
You know what's the problem? You guys are
insane
talking about HoloLive, but I gotta be honest, it's the third time I've heard HoloLive in podcast episode. What is HoloLive?
Oh, so
HoloLive these nuts. Sorry.
Did it make any sense?
Wow.
So Hololive are a Japanese company that have a whole bunch of VTubers under their brand. So if you've heard of, Calliope Mori is one you may have heard of. Who else would they have heard of?
No.
Pekora.
No.
I know that one.
I don't know.
I don't follow VTubers.
Surely you
except
at
for
least
maybe
know
you sometimes.
Koro-san.
No, I don't.
Korone, the dog girl?
Korone?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Mr.
Bro,
Koro.
you are a freaking boomer. Holy shit. I don't even know how
A
you're here.
boomer. Wow, I don't watch VTubers. I'm a boomer.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
it's not that you don't watch. You don't know them. That's the worry for some part. How?
YouTube literally had to change its algorithm to suppress Hololive because they were completely taking over everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not knowing about them is, I mean, I guess it's mostly like a Japanese and English thing, and not
Wait,
super huge in Europe, but what?
Wait. There is one of the Hololive members that is called Arusha.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Russia.
Okay. Yeah. One time I saw a Rusha Minecraft stream or something. It had like 10,000 viewers. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot. Like a.
She's a former one of them. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
we shouldn't go into that here, but that was funny.
No, I'm going to summarize it in a single sentence, and it'll be perfect.
Here we go.
Go.
She had a very long-lasting woman moment.
Oh.
It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. Look it up in your spare time, guys. It's a wild story. But one of the
almost like the business model of hiring mentally ill women to be in front of a camera results in a lot of bad decisions being made.
well, the shocking thing is they had to kick out very few of their members. Like, the amount of members that have actually left Hololive is tiny, just full stop. Let alone the ones that have to actually kick out. There's probably more, but I can only remember 2 off the top of my head that got explicitly kicked out, and not just like left for their own record. Well, 3, Coco as well. Anyway, so one of the biggest female VTubers in the world is Mori, and she's from Hololive.
Yeah.
And she's been wanting to play Fear and Hunger for ages, but she didn't have permission to, because their corporate side wants explicit permission from each company to stream games, because legally, a video game company can copyright claim your streams of it. Western companies don't do that because that'd be really dumb. Japanese companies are really dumb, and they have done that before. So the corporate side of Hololive gets explicit permission to stream the games. So recently, Miro actually gave them permission. He forgot until I had to tweet it at him on Twitter, and he forgot for like months to respond to Hololive. Hopefully he actually has now. And so...
Oh man, I just realized the cut horse enemy.
Oh,
Fear and Hunger
no,
one.
no. We're not bringing that evil here, okay? We're not. We're not.
I'm confused.
Don't worry about it. It's...
After the podcast.
Oh, no. So...
Let me check.
No, Calliope Mori Horse from Hollow Reaction live on podcast.
That could be its own video.
Oh, please don't look that up. So
He doesn't need to look it up. You can just ask me after the camera stops rolling.
So yeah, she's I'm pretty sure she's just gotten permission to play it. When she's actually going to do it, who knows, right? I don't know what their plans are. She's pretty busy anyway. She's very busy in general, so I don't know nobody knows what their plans are anyway. So if she plays it, that means every other female VTuber will have it on their radars then, because she's one of the most popular ones. And a bit of a... Hololive by default are trendsetters. I want to say Mori in particular, but I don't know. I don't pay much attention to normie VTubers, and they love Hololive, so... But if she plays it, then, V Shoujo will probably play it, and Niji Sanji will probably play it, and all the other big ones will probably end up playing it at some point. So that's going to be... it's not just going to be Mori, it's going to be the entire VTuber world will suddenly have it on their radar, which is going to be pretty big, I think. Pretty big. Don't know if that'll be the first game or they'll go straight into Termina. They'll probably start with the first game.
More
I hope
likely.
so. I love the first game.
I hope they don't drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
I think a lot of people will buy it, play for 5 minutes, and then stop playing it. I think is what's going to happen. But as long as Miro gets paid for it, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like 30% of games on Steam. People just buy them and don't play them.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
like,
not really
you
a
remember
game.
the-
On sales, I buy games, I drop them, I forget about them. Like 20 years later, it's like, oh shit, I forgot. I had Sonic Frontiers. I forgot, and I played it. I haven't.
You know, I love like in Dark Souls 3, like 10% of the players, I think 30% of the players one time didn't finish the tutorial, didn't beat Gandir. It would be very funny having actual achievements in Fear and Hunger and see like put an achievement for defeating your first guard and let's see how many people get that achievement.
Open the city gates achievement. Oh, recruit a
There's
Bella.
an achievement. There's an achievement for dying once in Dark Souls 2, and I think it's close to 30% of people never got it.
Yeah. Wow, 70% of players are that good?
Third
Wow.
of the people. Yeah, I don't think it's that they're that good.
Yeah, maybe it's because they never played the game.
That's why devs have
30%
those
of
achievements.
players have this. This is Dark Souls. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why devs put in
Yeah.
such like basic achievements like start the game for the first time, die for the first time, open a door. Like because it's the easiest way to track how many people are actually playing. I remember Elden Ring had a shockingly high achievement rate for one of their early achievements. It was like huge. I want to say 80%, but that doesn't sound right. We'll just have a quick look now.
Elden Ring, you said?
Yeah.
I really
yeah.
miss the Dark Souls 2 stat tracking site. They used to have a website that tracked like how many players died to which enemies at which frequency, how often a player lost to specific enemies, yada yada yada.
Oh,
It was great. I loved that site.
It doesn't say anymore for me.
It's just not loading. It just says 0% of people have this
Yeah,
achievement.
it
Did
says
it
zero,
break?
so I was checking Dark Souls 1, it said 93, now it says nothing.
Oh, the achievement server broke.
Yeah, wait a second, I would
That's
check
annoying.
again.
Just as we went
Too
to
many people listening to this podcast live right now just looked over at it and broke the Steam servers,
Yeah,
I guess.
wow. You know, we've got influence here, that's for sure. But I do remember it being really, really quite high compared to other games. I think that's a FromSoft thing where they unashamedly make games for a specific audience. That audience is it's a lot less niche than it used to be, but it's still like that's why they're not turning the difficulty down as much as people want. And people keep begging for them to, like journalists keep begging them to add easy mode. It's like, no, this is the audience we're making it for. If you're not part of that audience, that's okay. Go play something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
Like
when devs do that. Like that's what Miro does. He's like, this is what I'm doing in the game, and if you want it easier than this, it's like no.
The point is, Miro did it, but I think in Termina he kinda became softer because he made the easier mode. But I don't know if that mode. I want to assume that mode was already in his mind. But one part of me will always think that he added it just because a lot of people asked for it. Because I don't know if you know this, but in the demo of Fear and Hunger, you were only able to save by defeating the Crow Mauler, okay? And Miro originally did not want to put save files at all, apparently. And the only reason for which he put the save file near the Crow Mauler is because he said, I mean, if someone really wants their save file, they have to defeat this very difficult opponent. And in the demo, there is not even the Iron Mask, there is not a Red Vial. And then I think later on he just added beds to save in the game just because people got pissed or something. Like, it's just my assumption. It's just my assumption, of course.
Well, it's still a coin flip to save safely without Kromuller harassing you in the demo. So you still can
has a coin
save.
flip, yeah.
Yeah, so you can still
There are
save
no-
without having to fight him, but Kromuller is also like really easy in the demo if you know what you're doing.
In the demo, you don't have the Iron Mask though, like, and there are
Yeah,
not
but
even
hurting
like
doesn't miss.
Yeah, but the only way to get spells is by scrolls. There is not or empty scrolls. Like there is not
You can
a hex.
sacrifice things on ritual circles to get Rogoroth spells.
Yes, but if you sacrifice things, then you have less party members to deal with the Crow Mauler.
Yeah, you don't need party members. You need to cast Hurting twice on his head and he dies.
Yeah, you have to survive a turn.
Yeah, so you resurrect one ghoul and go fight Crow Mauler, and even in the worst case, you're probably going to be able to take him out.
I mean, yeah, but in that case, you already know, Bones, you already know the strategy for the Crow Mauler. Of course, if you go back to the demo, that's easy. But imagine people playing the demo in the time, not even given access probably to RPG Maker. They didn't know about hurting, didn't know about anything. Didn't know that the head had a very low health. You know, that kind of stuff.
I mean, everyone that plays the game knows that heads have low health. They always have low health.
That's true.
I mean, the Crow mode is kind of the opposite of it, because in hard mode it's like 900, which is not low, honestly.
There's no hard mode in the demo. We're talking about the demo.
No, I'm just saying in general. Like, in general, if you have hunger, heads don't have usually a low HP amount.
They almost always do, or at the very least, much lower than the torso.
Francois, Lagarde, who else?
Lagarde actually does have an HP with a head with less HP than his torso. It's just got 104% evasion.
Wait, no. Wait, Lagarde head is 3200 HP.
On which difficulty setting? No, it doesn't change the difficulty settings.
Yeah, it doesn't change. Yeah, it's 3200. I'm pretty sure. Let me check.
While you're checking that, yeah, the first achievement for Elden Ring to reach Roundtable Hold has 77.6% of players got it, which is insane. Insane for first achievement.
Huge.
A lot of people feel. I think that the thing about it though is that it requires a really good computer. It requires like a really good computer to run it. So you buy Elden Ring because you wanted to play it.
Yeah.
But someday in the future you'll get it, right? Because it is a beefy game. Compared to Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 2, the first time that you die, 93% people have gotten it. So
Oh, there
it
you go.
shows that people play it. But Elden Ring, it's
No,
like,
it's gone up since the
Right.
last time I looked at it.
yeah, the
Um,
original. Just saying that.
And to beat the first boss, Margit, the Fell Omen, which people were calling a filter, by the way. People said Margit was a filter. There's 72% of players. So like three out of 4 players beat Margit, the first boss who's supposedly a filter. So-
Crazy. Right?
I mean, Margit, the first boss. It depends. Depends if at the first.
Oh,
boss,
you're right. It
I
does
remember-
depend, but yeah, he's the first boss that most players will find.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, yeah.
really worrisome to fight if you're a new player.
Oh, he's very good to enter into the mindset of Elden Ring. Honestly, like he behaves similar
Yeah,
to
but
the,
you
to
need
the
a
Nameless
completely
King.
different mindset, what I'm saying, compared to Dark Souls.
No, he behaves very similar to the Nameless King. He intentionally.
The game, Volo.
Eh?
Look, all you gotta do is roll through his attacks and hit him when he's not attacking.
That is true, though.
No, but what I mean is,
That's
like,
not
he
hard.
intentionally slows down the attacks in order for you to have to time your dodge correctly. You cannot just mindlessly dodge every time you see the
Yeah,
opponent starting
I
moving.
would have loved if that was a thing only in late game and not in early game, in the second boss. I would have loved that, to be honest.
No, I think
happens in
I think
Dark Souls.
both like Gandir for Dark Souls 3 and Margit for Elden Ring are good starting bosses because they set up the idea of bro, just because you're at the start doesn't mean the game has to be easy. You know, that kind of stuff.
Champion
Which is similar
Gandir.
if you have hunger.
Gander is really, really easy compared. Like we cannot compare it to Market. To be honest, Market is it's really, really hard compared
Um,
to Gander.
Gundyr.
Margit is harder than Gandir, yes, but Gandir is
Yeah.
still not exactly easy.
yeah.
It's not,
I
but,
remember struggling a fair bit with Gundyr, but that's because I was playing Sorcerer.
I come
Yeah.
from Dark Souls 1 and 2, and Gander took me 2 tries, but I was using a strength build at the time, so
Did you
Yeah.
parry?
no, I just R2 charged 4 times, and then he gets stunned. I repose and he dies.
Yeah.
I
Because
love
second phase
the
just 2 charge and that's it.
I love the living. Was it Champion Gundyr fight? The living Gundyr. That was such a cool fight. He's just so fast.
The champion gun. Ooh, yeah.
At that time,
Also,
I was
like,
really strong, sadly, so I
If you
didn't
want to
get
go even
beat
to
it.
like Bloodborne, like even Gascoigne as a first boss, or the
I
Cleric
haven't
Beast if you
played
go on the
that,
other
sadly.
side.
I don't have PS4.
Oh right, yeah, Bloodborne is still up PS4. Sorry.
I mean, you can't really top the unfairness of the first boss encounter in one, though.
The unfair. I mean, yeah. You mean when you have no weapon?
Yeah, when you have a broken sword hilt and no Estus. That's a really effective way to tell the player, hey, you shouldn't fight things all the time. It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Or
Yeah.
when you fight Dragon God at the start of Demon Souls. That was
Ooh, I mean, yeah.
Or just-
I would have loved if you were actually able to skip the whole game and fight the Dragon God at the start.
that
but
would be
unfortunately,
so
nah.
if you could actually do that properly, because that was Dragon God
That
is
will
such
help
a
a lot.
bullshit
Yeah.
fight. I hated most of the
I hate
most
that
of the
shit. Yeah, you have
the
to
demon
have a
fights.
mage or a bow guy to just destroy him, or
Yeah.
just leave through the.
By the way, just to check the HP of Legard head, it's 3,500.
What the hell?
And what? His torso is 2,400?
Let me check. Oh, I closed everything. Give me a second.
Nice, well, really good.
Okay, there we go. The torso is 40% of his HP. 40%. It's oh my god, math. 3,200.
3,200. So it's almost the same.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but the head is more. So my
Not
thesis.
by a whole lot.
Not by a
it's
whole
still
lot.
So
No,
to go back to my point, everything in Fear and Hunger has heads that are less durable than the body. There's like
Yeah.
2 or 3 exceptions.
Oh, now there are the exceptions. Wow.
No, he did
okay,
say at the start.
I said
there were
almost everything at the
exceptions.
Uh-huh.
start.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Let's continue.
And
what was-
that's why the player going, oh, if this thing can bypass evasion, let's just hit him in the head twice with it, done.
Yeah, but a player will. Okay, you may say that they may do some trial and error, but you are very experienced about the game. Not everyone will know in the demo. Imagine in the 2019 playing. It was also 2018, I think, when the demo came out. So imagine playing Fear and Hunger in the demo. Not everyone will know. On the other hand, no one will know that hurting bypasses evasion. The community at the time was like 10 people, even the
I
developer
figured
mother.
that out the first time I played it.
Really?
I threw a Hail Mary at someone's head and it hit, and I'm like, huh. That was either really lucky or that was consistent. And I did it a couple more times and it always hit, and I'm like,
Yeah, my
Oh.
real playthrough of Fear and Hunger, I did Black Orb and hurting on the head of Chrome Molder, and I killed it in one turn. Without knowing that was
Okay,
on
I
a
mean,
fight.
I'm the stupid one. Sorry. Okay, let's go.
yeah, the game
That's okay.
teaches you that headshots are risky but rewarding. And Chromauler isn't a particular exception in the demo. So it's
Okay.
very reasonable for a player to learn that hurting bypasses evasion the same way I did, and then trying that on Chromauler and winning the fight. I also tried that on the Assassin Spectre in the demo, and that did not work out.
Yes, I suspect.
Wait,
For
was-
those of you who don't know, the demo Assassin Spectre has 10,000 hit points.
What the? How much does he have in the game now? Like much lower, right?
1,000.
Oh wow. I guess he was just not meant to
Also,
be
I
killed.
remember I played the version 1.0 of the game recently. 1.1.2 actually, because the 1.0 I wasn't able to find it. And not only it has 10,000 HP, but it also has like 500 evasion.
What the hell? So you were just not meant to purify the sword back then?
Oh! I killed him! Because apparently all the items in that version deal certain hit as damage.
Yeah.
Wait. So
All
what does
the
evasion
items,
do
sir.
then?
Evasion is for physical attacks.
Yeah, it makes your physical attacks miss the guy that's immune to most physical attacks.
Yeah, so you just put a dot on him because ghosts can apparently bleed and be poisoned and burn in the first version. So you do
Yep.
that, and then you just throw an item and win, or just use a spell.
Wow.
Yeah,
Was that the version with
that's,
a? Was that the version with the
it's
completely
like fighting
different
the
ending?
ghost of the old knight in that version, basically.
I didn't try the old knight in that version, unfortunately.
It works the same way.
Oh, perfect.
Was that the version with the different Lagarde tormented one ending, or was that like when you go to
No.
Mahab and stuff like that?
That version was the version you're referring to is an early version of the demo, in which there
Oh,
was
okay.
the Neil Van kills Lagarde moment.
Yeah, and that was changed really early, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
in the last version of the demo available on itch.io or GameJolt, that finale is already removed.
Oh wow, okay. So, do you reckon we're getting... What are the chances of us getting S endings for Termina?
No.
No?
Nah.
No?
No.
Yes.
That's
Yes?
what the
Why
B
not?
endings already are,
Yeah.
basically.
I say yes.
Why,
Makes
Raccoon?
sense. I have faith.
Okay. Your affinity with Mirror is growing, but
Yes.
like okay, you know, it's kind of difficult. Also considering we still don't know if you're gonna get more playable characters.
Listen to me, Favolo,
Imagine,
okay? Favolo,
making-
listen, Favolo. Listen.
yeah,
You believe in me,
no,
and you don't get to believe in me. Mao, did you believe in me?
No.
You don't get to believe in me. Hey, Jones, do you believe?
No. Why
Like,
would
no
you
one
even
believes.
need to
And
ask?
that's why I get to be believer of myself.
Chat, do
Uh-huh.
you believe in Raccoon? Who do you believe in here? Who's
No.
who's the most right here? Are we going to get S endings or is Raccoon right?
Yeah, we're gonna SN. The characters are so well done that, in my opinion, SNs are gonna just
The issue
close their
the
story.
issue is we already have B endings, which do the exact same thing as S endings. So the
Yeah.
character's personal ending
No,
with unique artwork.
but I like the S. You can get a
Mm.
B or an A, or you can get an S.
You know what's the problem I see? Like, think about this. S endings would require each character to do something specific to them.
Yes, and you can
It
push
would
the
be
game
very
into the
difficult
limit,
to-
right? You know
No.
the Ragnarval ending being one of the hardest thing ever to do in Fire Hunger
Uh-huh.
1.
Yeah, but what I mean is it would be very difficult to create different but still interesting endings for each character in the same game in which you already have
I can think
separate
of a lot
endings
of
for.
things.
Why are you talking on top of me? I'm trying to explain
I'm
something.
sorry.
It would be difficult to put interesting endings with interesting requirements, but still different between each other, in a game where we already have different endings for each character. Like, if you really want to implement S endings, the only thing that comes to my mind is you could make it so that if you defeat, if you finish the game in Mazo mode, after that final photo, you get an extra thing, but with no extra requirement. Like, but that would be a very bland S ending. Like, it would literally be just like self-realization in that moment. So it doesn't really make sense to me at all. I don't
Okay,
think
so-
if Miro really wanted, yeah.
Yeah, so there's two issues here, right? There's two issues, right? They need a unique quest for each character, and there needs to be a unique ending for each one. What I think you could do...
There's a third issue.
What's the
There's
third
a
issue?
third issue. There's already a unique ending for each character. So
Yeah.
adding in S endings is basically just making B2 endings.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
What you
but
could do...
One has the ending of C1 and the C2. Huh.
What you could do is you
And?
could use the same ending slide for ending S, but have different text on there where the character is happy, because most of the endings they're actually kind of miserable anyway. You can make them happier. Alternatively, you could do both, right? You could split it so that you could take the ending and make it happier for S ending, and take that ending and make it more miserable for ending C. Like Dan's ending is fucking miserable. Leave that as his ending C, and ending B, and then make an actually happy one where he doesn't become Pocket Cat in his actual ending S.
Oh yeah, Dan's S ending leaves Frapolo miserable instead. I see.
For the quest, I think it would be pretty easy. Like, each character already has an interesting reason for being in Preheval, so you could build that into their quest. Like, Levi has to go to the orphanage and kill the priests and visit his old house, before trying to escape the city. You know, Karen.
Oh yeah, you could do that. You could easily tap into the Coffin of Andy and Lele fan base with Marco too.
No, but Mao, do you see the problem? Let me explain to you the problem, okay? Think about this. You just said about Levi. Go to the orphanage, defeat some stupid priests, visit a house, and then leave Preheval. Let's compare this to Enki's ending. Defeat the new god of enlightenment, enter into the void, fight the traces of an old god, and and refuse the ascension. Do you see the difference in weight between the two?
Of course, but then compare it to
used
Kahara.
become.
Then compare it to Kahara.
Which
Don't
is-
fight any.
Yeah,
don't
show
you don't have to fight anybody.
Steal some money, leave.
Yeah, or Das, where you can do it again
Kahara
without
is
fighting
ending,
anybody. You know.
Kahara's ending is bad, in fact.
And all the endings, like all the endings in Termina, have very little weight to them at the moment. Like ending B and C is just the festival ends. You didn't do anything about it. Ending A is logic is turned on, but you probably didn't do that either because there's no evidence you actually did anything important. So that none of the endings have any weight in Termina at the moment. The only thing that suggests that ending A that you did anything about it is cut content at the moment. There's no evidence that we actually did anything at all during the festival. So it's
Yeah, but you know what I mean is, I feel like if you implement so many S endings trying to be unique, you have a big risk of making them become very useless, very bland as
Is that a bad thing?
Yes. Like, would you really play Levi S ending if it is go to the orphanage and then visit a house? Like, I'm not saying this is gonna be the ending.
I
but
wouldn't
like...
because I don't like playing Termina, but how about you, Mal? Would you do that?
well, I guess the issue is it's like the S endings, like Enki's S ending is like, okay, yeah, he becomes something unique that isn't mentioned basically anywhere else. Like that instantly gets into the realm of fan fiction if you're trying to come up with new stuff like that. So it's kind of tough to make something of that much weight without knowing where Miro wants to take the world. It's like, oh, you know, Levi, you know, kills the priest, kills all the other people, becomes the leader of the festival, and then, like, that's not that interesting. It's like, well, what can you do that's interesting? It's like, well, maybe he changes how the festival runs. And it's like, oh, okay, well then, fan fiction. So it's kind of tough to come up with stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Or it's like, you know, Ragnvalder, kill every enemy in there. That's pretty cool. But it's like, on the grand scheme of things as well, it's like, what did that accomplish? It didn't accomplish anything. So it's a bit of a tough balance there. We didn't. He said he purged the dungeons of evil, but they're not purged of evil. You go back there and there's plenty of evil still there. But that might be because his S ending isn't canon.
Strong.
So.
Yeah, he purged the current dungeons of their evil, and then, like, it came back. Evil is a lot like cockroaches. There's always some of it hiding where you can't see them.
You know, I appreciate you said that Ragnvalder S ending is not canon, because that's also my head canon, that Ragnvalder S ending is not canon.
But
That's not even had canon, though. That's probably what happened, is that it's not canon.
My personal belief is that what happened is that Ragnvalder was the main character for ending C2.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Ooh, that's where he tries
Just
to kill
because
the guard.
that's the one most likely to make the most people upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, also because with that phrase, you also make upset the people that think that the S ending of Darce is canon, for example.
Exactly. And I make all of the Ragnvalder fans mad because he didn't get to get the target of his revenge. I get to make all of the Lagarde fans mad because somehow he manages to he doesn't, overcome Ragnvalder or anything. He actually gets helped by him. It's great. It makes everyone mad except Kahara fans.
Yeah, it's like I go between thinking that every S ending is canon and then only half of them are canon, because it's really clean if all of them are canon. Like, it just makes sense. But then there's like 2 or 3 things that are like, no, they explicitly can't be, and it's so frustrating. And I don't think we're ever going to get an answer for it.
That you can make pretty much.
Sorry?
You know what's really going to ruin you, Mal?
What's that?
Dungeon Knights is canon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe that.
Really? Interesting.
I think it was in
And
that
I
video.
can prove it. I could actually prove it with evidence from Termina.
Oh?
Oh, go ahead.
If you play as Dars in Dungeon Knights mode, and then get hugged by a Lord of the Flies, you can then pick up all of the pages that you need really conveniently, And then you
Yeah.
have the whole Lagard is a blood golem thing.
what
So-
was I saying?
I go with ending C2 is canon because of Ragnvalder, but De Arce's ending S is canon through the Dungeon Knights mode.
Oh man.
So we all know that bug to get into the main dungeons from Dungeon Knights mode exists, and Miro confirmed bugs are canon.
Yeah, that's true. Bugs are canon.
Miro did not confirm bugs are canon. Miro confirmed that some bugs are getting turned into canon, but not all of them.
It was roughly half, I think, from the numbers.
That is a massive cope and balls for Apollo, and you know it.
Show me the message in which he said that all bugs are becoming canon then.
We'll need to get an explicit
I mean,
list.
it's the same message. There's only 52 bugs in Termina. Everything else is an
sure.
intended feature. Get wrecked.
He never said anything about Current Hunger 1.
That's true. He doesn't need to because the product is already finished. He doesn't need to make any more updates to it. Everything that happens in it
Yeah,
is canon.
everything in the game is now intended because it's finished. So, yeah, there you go.
Alright, you're giving me Alpha Ictus, so let's continue.
Well, I was going to say that every single one character is gonna get S ending. It's gonna be amazing. And we're gonna get every single character playable.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
No.
See? It's
Nah.
good now.
And Miro is also deleting Samari from the game as well, which is a highly requested feature.
You
Oh,
already
that
said
hasn't hit
it.
yet. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I think there was a poll, and I think it was about 100% of people said they would prefer if Samari was deleted. So it was like, okay, we'll just do that then.
It rounded up to like 100%.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Overwhelming majority at the very least, right? So, yeah. And we're getting a Sulfur Skin Bible. I was talking to Miro the other day. He was telling me this stuff. We're getting a Sulfur Skin Bible. We're getting a Sarko Skin Bible. We're getting a Turkillo Skin Bible. And the other one whose name I've forgotten.
Oh, I know the one in the pub that has like a special interactions per character, right?
Yes. Barry.
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 Barry
Yes.
Skin Bible.
Yes, we're getting a Barry Skin Bible.
How much?
I want a pine
How much Blue Demon powder did you smoke?
Smoke Blue Demon powder. You smoke Blue Demon rocks.
Rocks. Oh, perfect.
You snort the powder. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was we had a good year, didn't we? Well, we had an okay year. Some of us had a good year.
Three of you had a good year.
It was beautiful, man.
We survived the year. We're all here still somehow.
Yes, we gotta say also. I think we gotta celebrate Happy New Year early since we're not gonna be here for New Year.
Yeah. This will be up a couple of days before New Year.
I mean, it depends. When is this episode gonna come out?
Tomorrow morning, in like about 20 hours or so. Yeah. So happy New Year from the new gods. In fact, we are the new gods in the new year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year!
Yay!
Hope you enjoyed this very special final episode.
This very special final episode of the
Yay.
new gods. We get so many. We get so many comments saying, "Is it actually the final episode?" So you know what? Yes, it is. It is the final
I'm
episode.
going to respond to all of them with yes.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
This is the last
no.
episode. We're not doing another New Gods episodes ever. Like ever. So,
It's over.
yeah, thank you guys for listening so far. I really appreciate your support. It wasn't enough though. You didn't share it around enough. You didn't donate enough money. You didn't comment enough. You didn't like. You didn't subscribe enough.
The drawings.
So now it's over.
It's
you know?
we gotta get drawings. You know? Gotta get drawings.
Yeah, exactly. And not enough
Yes,
art. It's,
your fault personally,
Yeah.
Ethan.
the person listening right now, I'm pointing at you right now. It is your fault that we are finished. So I hope you're happy.
I'm listening too, Mao.
It's your fault,
My fault as
Propolo.
well.
Your fault.
No, what do you mean by
You had to
fault?
donate more money. Probably.
You idiot.
Every time you're not here or you're late, there's always somebody in comments saying, I miss Rapollo.
You should thank me. That boosts the algorithm for you. Like,
Oh, it does, yeah. So we should not have you on more often to boost the algo? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Mao, I want to say something real quick. Though.
Yeah, sure.
But this might be cut out of the podcast, maybe, if it's not something that
Uh-oh.
we should talk about. Just saying. Okay, just giving you a reminder. Okay.
We'll write down the timestamp then.
Do you want
Yeah.
to insult someone or something?
Yeah, fuck you, Frapon.
Yeah, that.
But also, actually, like, I want to know if we can have a episode at some point where we can review and like look at fan art that we've been getting this whole time. That'll be amazing to have.
Oh yeah.
A review.
Yeah, there's a lot of fan art from for the new guys that we got in. Like a lot
be
of
pretty
stuff that I
sweet.
really just want to just share with the community. Like for example, this art piece that I still look at it and I go, what? It's just beautiful.
Oh
I
yeah,
want
the
people
one
to
where
see
you were
it.
just a photorealistic raccoon. I remember that one. It captured the
damn it,
energy
yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah. I think the
That's
issue
right.
is that people listen to this as a podcast, so they're not watching the actual screen. So
Yeah,
I want
but
to do
if
like
they're interested at some point, right?
we should do new guys live, and then we can do that there.
All right, yeah, sure. Oh,
'Cause
nice.
we mean to do
But-
that.
yeah.
We just haven't organized it.
Okay. All right, yeah. I
Somebody
would be
needs to
interested
organize it.
in-
Looking at you, Mal.
Yeah.
Just get off your ass and
Looking
organize
at you,
this stuff,
Mal.
mate.
I just want to share so many cool fan art that we got in throughout the year, and I just want to show it to people. 'cause I think
But no,
it's-
yes,
Better
there
get
is.
it done before March now.
Yeah, there has been a lot
Yeah.
of but seriously though, thank you guys for the support. It's been pretty amazing over the past well, like only like 4 months. It felt like it's been going for longer than that, but it's just been a jam-packed year.
Mhm.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so next year we'll definitely keep doing some more New Gods stuff. We might branch out a little more into different games and different topics coming up in the future, because there is only so much you can talk about when the game hasn't had an update in. I think it's been longer since the last update, since between the last update and when the game came out. Because it was like at the end of January or something like that. So it's been like almost a year. It's been 11 months since there's been an update. So, like, but yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And if we get a whole bunch of new blood into the community, then we can just repeat the same topics we talked about before, and it'll be fine. Like we can just do that.
We can just re-release old podcasts under a new name, and nobody will tell the difference.
Yeah. That's why I'm not going to say the episode number in the start of the episodes anymore, so we can just keep doing that. Record like 10 episodes and then just keep releasing them over and over again. I think that's
Maybe
the plan.
put some different gameplay in the background. We can put gameplay of Hamu Hamu.
Yeah. We'll do a happy episode.
No. You gotta appeal to the Zoomer audience. You gotta put, what is it, Subway Surfers?
Yeah, yeah, Subway Service
Yeah.
and Family Guy clips as well. The next time someone isn't here, I'm just going to replace it with Subway Surfers and Family Guy clips, just playing constantly. I think it'd be good. But yeah. Any closing thoughts before we finish the episode off, guys?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Well, yeah.
New Year?
No, just
Happy,
Yeah.
no.
Good
New Year, yes.
it's a really good year. Let's go on to the next year and see how it goes.
Yeah. Let's see. Only up from here, baby. Only up from here to the moon, boys. Let's go. We've made it.
Let's go.
We're in the process of making it. Strap in, boys. We got it. All right. Thank you very much, guys.